Code of conduct.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I put in extra work that just can't be found. I took the sword out the stone, wasn't a thing. Look me in my eyes cause I'm a king. Look me in my eyes cause I'm a king. God made me punch in accurate numbers. My castle won't crumble. What I tackle will fumble. I've been a leader when they ain't see it, but now my feet up. According to me, royalty didn't end with King Tut. Crown on my head, clouds is at my legs. Big says sky is the limit. I look down on the ledge. I push the bar like I'm opening a cell. Hands in my cookie jar, you won't come out with a single nail. I need all of mine. The weight of my shoulders won't fit on a scale. What's a king to a giant? Well, Goliath fell. Even if we playing chess, dog, this king can't be checked. I make all my moves on the board. I invented my steps. I'm a king, the blood of a ruler. I feel like Mansa Musa. Make your squad disappear like landing by the Bermuda. Triangle, look at it from my angle. I'm a king, the closest thing to being one of God's angels. I'm a king. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I put in extra work that just can't be found. I took the sword out the stone, wasn't a thing. Look me in my eyes cause I'm a king. Look me in my eyes cause I'm a king.
Yeah, man. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This is the Code of Conduct for the King podcast. I am your host, Jason King, and I'm amped, man. I'm actually really excited about tonight's episode. I got a special guest. I got two special guests, but I guess one is more of a resident guest, and then the other one is a special guest. Got my man Nicky Smokes from Barstools Sports, and then Jeremiah Poyer from Buffalo Rumblings. You gotta add like Buffalo Rumblings under your handle or something. What's up with y'all? What's up? What's up, Nicky?
Dude, I'm living life right now. I can't complain whatsoever. I'm in they call it summer shy out here because it's 75 degrees, which I'm loving compared to Florida where it's 98, 100% humidity. So I'm loving life right now. I'm working the dream job. Life's good, man. I cannot complain whatsoever. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, man. We're gonna talk about that job in a second because I'm not jealous at all because I'm a little mad at. I don't like Barstool, and I don't mean that from like I don't like them as people. They Patriots fans, so I don't like them. But Jeremiah, what's up with you, bro?
Man, all good, bro. Back in Buffalo, it was good back in Florida for a while. I got a lot of sweat in, lost a lot of weight, so I was happy with that. But I'm glad to be back in Buffalo.
It's probably because you thought you were going to go to Florida.
You know what I mean?
You would have liked that.
I had to slip that in there.
No, you know what? Because we were going to start, and we will, but we were going to start talking about Nicky, living the dream like he just talked about. Just kind of started with Barstool this week and moved to Chicago. So we're going to talk about that. But first, let's start where we're at because Jeremiah is on the show. I got Nicky here. Nicky, so when Jordan Poyer was trying to, I guess, get the Bills to re-sign him or not, or go somewhere else or whatever the deal was, Nicky was like, yo, so how close is Jordan really coming to the Dolphins? And so the little bit of insider information that I had, I mean, I talked to Jordan. He was mad, and he was just like, man, I don't know. It's over for the Bills. It's not happening. So I told Nicky, yo, I don't think it's going to happen. Then all of a sudden, we get that Ian Rappaport bomb, and he talked about he back with the Bills, and I went nuts. And then Nicky told me he hates me. And so let's start with that conversation. So, Nicky, go ahead and I guess get all your questions out to Jeremiah, because I know that they had to burn a hole in you when he signed.
I mean, you want to talk about blue balls. Like, imagine someone telling you that a top 5 safety in the NFL is leaving your division rival to join your team, and you're just like, all right, bet. I couldn't wait to get my Poyer Dolphins jersey, and I was going to rock it right in Bills Mafia's face at the tailgate. I think we play y'all in October, right?
It's early this year. I
would have loved to walk around in a Miami Dolphins Jordan Poyer jersey at Orchard Park. I would have loved it. I would have wanted nothing more.
I would have been flying in with Nicky Smokes rocking that same jersey. I would have right next to him. Sorry, Bills Mafia. If that happened, it didn't.
And yeah, it's October 1st. They played the first day of October. You played.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to that game. I got mad love for the city and the fan base, but it's always fuck the Bills. But like the Bills Mafia, I fuck with, if that makes sense.
Nicky got me messed up, man. He over here talking about fuck the Bills, and you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to show love. I think I was like one of the first Bills Mafia members to show love.
You like me? You don't like the Dolphins?
I like the Dolphins when they're not playing Buffalo.
That's a fact. I do like certain players on the team that I do.
There ain't no way in hell you're rooting for the Dolphins when they're not playing Buffalo.
I was a Dolphins fan. Ricky Williams running back on Wildcat years, brother.
Okay, that's different. But Jay Spence, you ain't rooting for the Dolphins.
I'm a huge Waddle fan. Love Waddle. Like a huge Waddle fan. I like Tyreek Hill. Got him on every one of my fantasy teams every year. You can ask Jeremiah. He'll tell you how he about to lose. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I like a couple of guys. I like two.
I like Josh. I think Josh is a boy. I like Jordan. That's about it, though.
That's about it. And okay, we're not going to talk about the record that the Dolphins have against the Bills since Josh Allen was drafted. Let's just move on.
All good.
Let's just move on.
All good.
But so, but Jeremiah, as much as you can talk about it, kind of walk us through kind of from your perspective what it was like watching your brother go through that process.
It was interesting. I'll say from my position watching him, and then from his position as much as I can. But it was interesting, watching him be excited about free agency, and then him, because the first time he's really gotten to do this, and so I was excited for him. And then all I get on Twitter and stuff is it's that passing of hatred from some Bills fans, and then a lot of teams that want him love him, and then once he signs back with the Bills, now it's all happy corral. But like Nicky, I saved the screenshots. It's all good.
These hoes wishy-washy.
No, but I mean, it was fun. I would say that he was interested in the Dolphins for sure. That's where he lives. And so I would have been excited if he went to Miami, and I am excited that he's back with Buffalo.
I just feel like it's Jay Spence's duty that if he balls or has a game-winning interception that seals the game, you have to post the receipts of everyone that was talking crap.
Oh, I'm with it.
Yeah, I think you have to do that.
I have some, but I feel like I should probably have Jared send me more, because I'm sure he has a list. So yeah, send me what you got. I'll put a whole thing together. I'll make a minute-long video and just y'all remember. And first of all, let me rewind for a second. Nicky came on the show and he just paid more respect to Jordan, and I feel like a lot of Bills Mafia, not everybody, there's people that show love to Jordan, but he just said a top 5 safety. How many Bills Mafia members do we get sometimes yelling at me for taking up for Jordan? And it's do y'all just not watch the same games that we do?
He's a gamer, bro. I just love the passion. I just that he plays with. I think it's contagious. You know, when you have a leader like that, it rubs off on everyone. If you lose someone like that in the locker room, you ruin your defense.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I was nervous last year early in the season. First one, I think it was his ribs first that was injured. And his elbow.
Was his arm first? Camp. He did that training camp.
Oh, in training camp. Yeah. Okay. I was talking about from the Baltimore game.
That was after. Yeah. That was his lung and rib.
So, but when you look at those injuries and you look at the performance of the defense when he's not in the lineup versus when he's in, it's just it's night and day, man. So no, I was pounding the table to keep him and Tremaine, and now at least you in the same city with my dog Tremaine, man. Treat him right out there.
I will, and I'm gonna thank him every time I see him walking down the street for leaving Buffalo.
You know what, man? Let's move on. Nick, so
I mean,
I keep forgetting you can't be frenemies.
Allen, you talk about Josh Allen owning us, and now your team's getting worse. I'm enjoying this.
I don't know about
Did we get worse though?
No, y'all got worse. Y'all got worse, and you know it. Y'all got worse, and you know it.
I don't think so.
You got worse, and you know it.
How do you feel?
Worse, and you know it.
How do you feel the Bills took a step back? In what areas?
Well, you lost Tremaine.
Okay.
Jordan, I don't care what Jeremiah say. He didn't really want to be there. They disrespected him. I know he feels some type of way. That's going to throw off the vibe in the locker room. Diggs ain't even showing up to practice. Your offensive line is still garbage. How'd y'all get better?
Practice.
How'd you get better?
Okay. So Diggs is at practice. We drafted the best guard in the draft.
Yeah, but that don't matter until they play.
I'm just saying.
I hear you. I mean, I'll hear you out. I'm gonna hear you out.
I just don't feel like we took it now. The Tremaine move, I'll agree with you as far as that being a big loss, but I think it's just going to be a complete change of philosophy anyway. So I think the Bills, they could have kept him if they wanted to. I think they let him walk so they could change their philosophy. So I don't know. I don't think we got worse.
That's the thing that people don't see is it's not just you're losing players and reinserting players with the same offense and defense. We're Buffalo's changing the way that they're running offense and defense with the pickups that they've had, and Kincaid and having a 2 tight end set and being able to run one zone outside, running the ball more probably with Damian Harris coming in. That is stuff that we missed. that championship teams have, a consistent running game, and in that aspect, we got better, and we got better on D line too. So I mean, it just depends on how you look at it.
And then you don't bring in a guy like Taylor Rapp and and use him for depth. When you got Micah and Jordan back there at safety, but you signed Taylor Rapp and he's gonna play. So I just feel like it's gonna be a little bit of a change of philosophy. But you guys made some big moves.
Yeah,
Ramsey, talk to me about Ramsey, man.
Jalen Ramsey, Vic Fangio, but I'll start with Jalen Ramsey. We got the best cornerback duo in the AFC East, maybe in the entire AFC. And I don't care what Jet fans got to say. I don't care what Bills fans got to say. Those are two solidified top 5 dogs. I went to dinner with Xavier Howard. He told me he basically played on one leg after week 2. Like he pulled his groin week 2. It was against y'all. And he literally played on one leg the entire year. And we had one of the worst defensive coordinators in the league in Josh Boyer. And off the record, but also live on camera, like, let's just say the defense is very happy that they got a new defensive coordinator, and it just happens to be one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. And I think that signing means more than Jalen Ramsey. But now we finally have depth. We got Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard. You got Kader Kohu, who was a stud last year. There's no more Noah Igbenogany or Keon Crossan playing corner. We got solidified dogs. We got depth. Brandon Jones, Javon Holland, one of the best young safety duos in the league. Period. End of story. We signed Deshaun Elliott from Detroit, and our defensive line is disgusting. You got JP, Bradley Chubb, Emmanuel Ogbah, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer, Roquan Davis. I mean, this defense is absolutely loaded. And we upgraded where we needed to. Year 2 in Mike McDaniel's system. But I'm telling you, bro, we beat y'all in Miami. We barely lost to y'all twice. 3 points regular season, and then you guys barely beat Skylar Thompson in your own house in the playoffs. You can't tell me that you're not somewhat nervous.
Well,
no,
who missed in that Dolphins game? Who wasn't there in that Dolphins game at Miami? I forgot.
Oh, I don't know. There's a long list of players.
Well, no, he's talking about Jordan.
Jordan Poyer.
No,
Micah
but
Hyde.
They did have like 8 players out. I'll give you that.
And to be honest, like you guys won, you got it. But then we won when you guys were hurt. And so, like, do I think that you guys get better throughout the year? I don't, because I think the system, like, I think the organization as a whole, like the way that they allow people to do what they want to do in Miami organization, like as the year goes on, you guys start getting a little bit worse. I think you guys will be fired at the start of the season.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the story of my life, but I'm just going to stay positive, stay passionate, and be proud to be a Dolphin.
Well, let me ask you this, though, because this is the first, I said this before we went live, that I think your defensive coordinator signing was the best signing for the team for the offseason. And you made some good moves. But let me ask you this. Who's gonna back Tua up? Because I know you guys signed Mike White.
Yep.
And I believe Skylar is still down there as well, right?
Yep.
Who's going to back him up? The only reason why I ask is because you're going to see your backup.
No, chill. Come on. Let's not project injury on our players.
I'm not projecting injury. No, I'm not, because I want Tua to be healthy. I was one of the guys that was like upset from a genuine place that Tua was injured last year.
No,
I don't want him injured, but he, since college, he just can't.
Yeah, no. I'm just busting chops. I mean, history says he probably will get hurt, and hopefully he doesn't get hurt. But if he does, I just believe it's Mike White, because there's no other reason for you to go out there and spend money on a backup quarterback when you have Skylar Thompson for $500,000 on a 7th-round rookie deal. So if you're going to go out and pay Mike White $4 million a year and Tua goes down, I would expect him to be the starter just off of finances. I mean, I don't know why else you would go out there and do that.
Well, so then my question would be, which again I feel like is fair. All jokes aside, Miami's a solid team. I think if Tua was to be healthy throughout the entirety of the season,
they win the division.
I'm not gonna go that far. I think it's close. Look, I can't say that you guys won a division when couldn't even reach 10 games. Like you started off fast. You started off fast, but they fizzed out, and that's what seems to happen.
Of course. How many games would the Bills have won last year if Josh Allen missed 6 games?
Guess we'll never know.
Yeah, I know you guys don't have that problem, and I'll give you that luxury. But I'm living in hypothetical land because it's the off season, and if they do have Tua for all those games, they probably could have won the division last year. I mean, our games were insane. It's not like we would play each other and we would get dominated like the last 2 years. Like, these were dogfights, these were wars. Like, you can't just look over Miami and just think the division's yours because you've had it the last 3 years.
Well, no, I don't think it's ours just because we had it. I think it's ours because I just don't think that any of the teams in the division has closed the gap as much as I feel like the fan bases are saying. And we'll talk about the Jets in a bit. I don't even think we need to discuss the Patriots.
I'm not worried about them at all. But you're talking about the Patriots? I mean, yeah, they suck.
Both teams. I mean, I'm not worried about both, but we'll definitely talk to Jets because of Aaron Rodgers. But I did want to ask you about your defensive coordinator. I know you said in your mind he's one of the best defensive minds in the game.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think his signing changes your defense? Like what is your defense going to look like this year compared to last year?
Like a real defense, a smart defense that doesn't line up their cornerbacks and safeties on 3rd and 15 on the 20-yard line and let them get to the 1-yard line and then score a touchdown. I mean, it's just going to be a complete game changer. I mean, there was one game where Mike McDaniel was looking at Josh Boyer, and he literally said word for word, "Yo, figure this out. Like, this is ridiculous." So now you got a guy like Vic Fangio with all this experience and knowledge and honestly just a mastermind at his craft. And then you combine that with the head coach that's extremely young and his specialties offense. And now he doesn't have to worry about the defense at all. He finally has trust in his partner. Just like your relationship. If you trust your girlfriend or your wife, the relationship's going to be a lot better. You feel more free to do your own thing, and you trust her when she goes out. And when the defense goes out, now Mike McDaniel has a trust in Vic Fangio. I just think they're going to be a lot more organized. They're not going to be playing press man 24/7. They're going to play a lot more zone, take the pressure off our corners, even though they're built for it. I just think the defense is going to be a lot more sound all the way around.
It's a good observation, and I feel like that was the best addition to the roster this year for you guys. And I just, if anything about Miami makes me nervous, it would be that, the defensive change. He's a great defensive coordinator. So, shout out to my guy Buffalo Freddy in the comments. Before you respond to this, I do want to actually get a quick word from him. But he says he's wondering why there isn't a combination of Buffalo and Miami fantasy football league. We're going to talk about it in a hot second, but first let's get a word from my man Freddie. Okay, here's the deal. I know as Bills fans, we wait all year for the fall and the winter so we can go to the Bills games. I get it. Trust me, I do. But let me tell you why this time of the year is elite. It's party time. And we're going to party for so many reasons, whether it's a graduation party, a birthday party, family reunion, or just because it's Saturday and the weather's perfect. Here's the thing. My guy, Buffalo Freddy, has everything you need to make your party the best party of the year. We have everything from chairs and tables to premium tents, water slides, wet and dry bounce houses, and so much more. And that's not all. The best barbecue catering in Western New York has you covered, whether it's a small party or a corporate gathering. Buffalo Freddy Barbecue Catering makes everything easy for you. Rentals and bookings available now at www.buffalofreddy.com. Or you can call 716-4FREDDY. That's 716-437-3339. Remember, for all your party rental needs, just call 4Freddy. So I think the answer to the question is though, Freddie, I just don't think Smoke want to smoke, but I'll let him answer.
Stop. I would run y'all. I'd take all y'all money. But shout out my man Buffalo Freddy though. I love you, bro. I mean, that guy took care of me when I went there. He's the absolute boy.
Yeah, that's my dog. Anytime, and for anybody listening to the Code of Conduct, when you go into Buffalo and you need and you're going to a game for the tailgate or anything like that, hit up the Bills Mafia house every Sunday. Dan is gonna be there. Buffalo Freddy keeps it going. Like the barbecue is the best. If you smoke, it's always some smoke around. If you it's always drinks, it's just
definitely the best tailgate in the NFL. I'll endorse that.
Easy. And that's coming from a Miami fan. I'm a matter of fact, I'm gonna cut that up. We gonna
chill. I'm cooked now. You're gonna do me something.
No, I ain't gonna hold you.
It's just more enjoyable up north because like you tailgate in Florida, it's just so hot, dude. Like it's disgusting. But like you go up there, you're just drinking, and then to be real though, like what Buffalo Freddy does is just unbelievable. But the weather's nice, the food's unlimited, the drinks are it's just a vibe. It really is.
It's a good time for sure. So before we get too far away from it, because I feel like we're not going to talk about it at all, and you touched on it just at the top of the show. Let's talk about Barstool, man. Like I know how it happened. I'm sure Jeremiah does too. He just kind of mentioned it earlier. But talk about how it happened. Talk about just the whole process for you to get to this point.
Yeah. So I started making videos back when I was like 18, 19 years old. Just nonstop. And then I posted that video that went viral of me screaming at the chef, and Dave Portnoy was just telling me this guy sucks. Like he tweeted it and yeah, that's what he said. He said this guy sucks, and I was like, damn, I'm never gonna get this job at Barstool now. So after that video, like my Twitter page blew up. Even though it was a terrible video, a bad look. I mean, any press is good press. A bunch of people started following me, whatever. And then I went to Buffalo, and then I got another like 5K followers from that trip from Bills Mafia and more Dolphin fans. And then I met up with the chef, took a picture with the chef, and then Dave Portnoy quote tweeted me and said, this guy is on an insane redemption tour. And then he followed me that day. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, bet, like I'm about to get my job. Like, here we go. So I don't hear anything from him. I'm like, all right, well, this sucks. And then 2 months go by, and the Heat are playing the Celtics. I'm a Heat fan. He's a Celtics guy. And he just starts talking shit to me on Twitter. Like, he's just tagging me in tweets and just chirping me. So I'm like, all right, perfect. This is what I want. Like, the owner of the company is chirping me. Let's go. So we're going back and forth, whatever. And then the Celtics, they won Game 6. And what felt like the worst night of my life was honestly a blessing, because I woke up the next morning and Dave Portnoy DM'd me and he said, do you want to bet Game 7? I said, absolutely, I want to bet Game 7. So we went back and forth, and he tells me, I know what I could offer you. What could you possibly offer me? So that's when I offered him, if I lose, I'll get a 3-leaf clover tattoo that says Dave was right. If I win, I get the job at Barstool. I flew to Boston the next day. They won by 20 points, and I got my job.
First of all, I just want to say, you know, obviously all the Bills and Dolphins stuff aside, man, like, yo, I'm so proud of you, my guy. And I know it was a bet.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? And I know, and me and you talk, you know, you and I talk separately, but I just want to say it publicly, like, yo, dog, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your come up. Keep killing
Thank
it.
you.
Don't switch up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the energy you got, keep it, man. Cause that's gold for you. So I'm just happy for you, man. So Jared, did you want to, I feel like you wanted to kind of interject, throw something in there?
No, I just want to say congratulations. I feel like that's what's such a crazy way to get a job that you've always wanted, and I guess those types of jobs don't come around any easy way. It's always a weird way that you get it. But,
exactly.
That's dope for you. I'm happy for you, brother.
Yeah, it was honestly unbelievable, and just how it went, it kind of was surreal, because I started making videos around sports betting, and then like after that, it didn't really like take off, and then one day I just posted like a video about the Dolphins, and like that's where I got my traction. Like, I was always a diehard Dolphins fan, like my whole life, but I never thought that there was a market that I could reach a ton of people just through the Dolphins, which was the dumbest thing I could have ever thought. So I just started posting about that, and it blew up. And then ironically, what I started with, betting and then covering South Florida sports, is how I ended up getting my dream job, was through a bet, through one of my favorite South team sports. So it's just crazy. But yeah, I mean, dude, it was 5 years of making videos, sending my links to group chats. I mean, you know about it, bro. Now I don't have to send my link to anyone. They know where my shit is.
Facts.
But like before, like you got to do that for 4 or 5 years. You got to deal with putting in work for 2 hours. No one watches your video, this, that. And yeah, I want to bet, but if I didn't put myself in a position to where this guy knew my social media presence, I would have never got offered the bet. I would have never had the opportunity. So I think it was just destiny.
And you know what? I tell people that all the time, you know how, and I'm sure you get this too, when people come to you and they're thinking about starting a pod or they want to do something, and it's like, okay, well, I tell you what the hardest part, but the most important part is being consistent. And like you said, there's times, man, you'll get on here and do a show and there'll be one person logged, if the one person is there. Like sometimes you're just on live and you by yourself, but the thing is, you stay consistent, keep doing it, and keep hustling, man. And you know, and it pays off. And you a good dude. Like I said, I know Bills Mafia was introduced to you in a way that they weren't too happy, but no, I'm extremely happy. I'm extremely happy and proud of you, man, for real. So
thank you, brother.
So no, kill it, man. What was day one like?
Dude, awkward as hell. So like I walk in here and there's like 4 people, and there's no like official start time. It's really, you just like come in whenever. Like no one gives you orders. You just show up and do your work, and it's sink or swim. So I got there, and there's like 4 people there, and I wasn't set up. Like I didn't have any meeting to get set up with anyone. Like I'm just introducing people, like just trying to figure out how to even get set up. And then I end up getting set it up. I settled in a little bit. I stopped going to the back to get water 6 times. You know, like when you don't know what to do at work, and you're just, all right, let me go to get water, go to the bathroom. I must have did that like 6-7 times. And then I just sit back down and like scroll on Twitter because I had no idea what to do. I was like, do I make videos now? But then there's people like, because the walls are kind of thin. So I have a loud voice. So I don't know if people are recording. I don't know how loud. I just didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
So then the guy that actually set me up, Eddie, he came through a little later. And then once he came, I got set up. Everything was good. Posted a blog. And then today was just unbelievable. I just, it's crazy how much confidence you can gain after going to the office for the first time. And then you come back and you're just so much more comfortable with yourself and with the people that you work with. And today was just awesome.
Yeah, man. This sounds dope though. Like it sounds different. Like it sounds like a freeing environment for work, you know, and like really one of those you said earlier, it's your dream job. It's like, you know, you writing content or you making content and nobody's telling you how and what and when.
Nothing. Everything's like a couch. Like I'm just posted up on a couch, like the TV's on. I'm just vibing, like writing, working, and you don't have anyone breathing down your neck, which is, in my opinion, the best part. It's not like they're strict on what you can and can't do. Oh, you got to take lunch at this time, or why are you out of your seat? Like, no, there's none of that. It's just you're either in the office, you're putting in work, or you're not.
Well, you earned it, my G. Live it up. You earned it, dude.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
So, well, let's get back to some football talk, man. The Dolphins are one of the teams that's linked to Dalvin Cook, and the Jets are another team, and then obviously you get a bunch of other teams that's kind of thrown in there, but nobody really cares about. Where's he ending up? You think he's coming down to or he's going to go down to South Beach, or is he going to end up in New Jersey?
I think he's going to go to New Jersey. Sadly, I think he's going to go to New Jersey. I mean, I know he wants to go here just like Jordan did. It's his number one destination, just like it was Jordan's. I just don't think Chris Greer is going to pull the trigger. I mean, he doesn't ever really invest into running backs. And then we went out and drafted Devon A-Chain from Texas A&M in the 3rd round. We'd re-signed Mostert. We'd re-signed Jeff Wilson. Do I want Dalvin Cook? Absolutely, I want Dalvin Cook. But do I necessarily think that the Dolphins need him? I wouldn't say that. Does he make the offense better? Absolutely. But I'd like to see Christian Wilkins get paid. I'd like to see some of our own guys get situated first. And then there's a little wiggle room at the end when you take care of your own guys and Dalvin's still there. Yeah, pull the trigger. Why not? But like I said, I want him, but I don't think we need him. And I think the Jets are probably going to end up just offering a number that we won't match.
Yeah, it feels that way. What about you, Jeremy? You think he's going to end up there?
It's interesting because both places just don't make sense to me. Like, and while it's probably going to be one of those, it just doesn't make sense that you would go to New Jersey where they're going to have a higher octane passing offense and Breece Hall's already there. And then it doesn't make sense to go to Dolphins who throw the ball about 30 times a game, and you have 3 running backs in a 3-headed monster already over there. So like, it wouldn't make sense to me. I if I had to choose one for him to go, that might be a better option. I would probably say the Dolphins, because if I'm the Jets, I want Breece Hall to be my main back, and that's it. Like, he was killing it last year before he got hurt. So I don't know. I'd probably say Dolphins are probably a better fit in my opinion.
Well, I think the only reason why the Jets are inclined is because I don't think they're expecting Breece Hall for at least 4 weeks. And then even coming off the ACL tear, who knows when he'll actually be 100%. So to bring in Dalvin for a year and kind of let Breece work his way back in while having a workhorse, that's the only reason why I think the Jets makes a little more sense. But I'm with you. I think the Jets still have Michael Carter too, and he was a dog. And then they went out and drafted Breece Hall, which made no sense to me because I thought Michael Carter had a great rookie year. So now, I mean, they're loaded already. So like you said, man, I don't think it really makes sense for both teams. It's just more of a want than a need.
Yeah. And Antoine Staley posted today the Jets drafted or undrafted free agent Izzy. I know I'm gonna mess his last name up. Akanda or something like that. I don't know, but he ripped a 50-yard touchdown run today, and so they have a roster of running backs that they're excited about. So I don't know. I agree with both of you. I don't think it makes sense for Dalvin Cook to go there. What do you? I can see him in New England.
Dalvin Cook to the Chiefs makes a lot of sense, to be honest. But
yeah, that does.
You know what though? I thought I feel like a lot of things to the Chiefs actually would make sense. Like I thought,
Okay.
D-Hop
Like
to the
Hop.
Chiefs would make sense. Yeah, like, and he goes to Tennessee.
He get his
Some,
bread.
some people want rings, some people want bread.
I want
He,
both.
he chose bread.
Some people want both, but they don't get both.
Yeah,
I
no,
want
I mean,
both.
I don't blame D-Hop though. Like quarterbacks need Super Bowl wins. They hold that against your record. Why? Because wins are a quarterback stat. But wide receivers, you don't need Super Bowl rings to be considered a legend or a top receiver of all time. I think. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, and the way those conversations go, but I still also feel like at the end of the day, when you're talking about like these elite guys, like you're talking about the Hills and the Hops and all these guys, they also want the stats at the end of their career to get them first ballot Hall of Fame consideration. And I just feel like if his career was to end today, do you think D-Hop is the first ballot Hall of Famer?
I mean, I feel like they let anyone in these days, though. I think Dion was like tripping about that the other day. First ballot, I don't know, but would he end up getting in? I think so.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
With that whole conversation of like your legacy, I think the way LaShawn McCoy did it, where he got all his stats and then he just went ring chase and sat on the bench. In about 10 to 15 years, nobody's going to give a shit that he sat on the bench for those Super Bowl rings. So like,
right.
if D-Hop wants to get another contract after this one, he got his bread for like $2 million and go sign with whoever to win a Super Bowl and barely play, whatever. Like he can do that. And so like, that's the only reason I don't knock his decision. What pissed me off was don't say all that shit at the beginning of wanting a great quarterback and wanting a defense that's great and then go like that. That's the only thing.
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, you can't. And then, well, now when it's season time, I don't want to hear any complaining from you. You go play. If your team's bad, it is what it is. But I'm glad he got his bread. I'm not mad at him for it.
Well, this is where I was gonna go with it. Is like Hop has already made guap. Like he got cheese for his career. Yeah. So him taking $4 million a year to go to Buffalo or to Kansas City versus what did he get 13? To go. To me, I just think at this point, it's like, is it really gonna make that much of a difference in his finances to sign that contract versus? No. But again, I'm with you guys. Make your bread. Like I'm always
unless he blew through his bread.
Now that could be.
I mean, that happens. Like that's a normal
fairly
thing.
Often.
It is. So I don't know, but back. So we don't think he's gonna. We think he's going to go to New York. We don't think it makes sense either way. But let me ask you this: is the New York Jets hype with or without him? Either way, is it real?
You want me to start or Jeremiah?
Let's start with Jeremiah. What's that for you?
I mean, just some conversations that I've heard with Aaron Rodgers and how he treats his teammates. Like, I think that it's real. I mean, the one big problem with them last year was their offensive efficiency and with the fact that their receivers are as close, like their receivers really like Aaron. And when you really like somebody, you're just going to play that much better, that much harder for the guy. And it's a bunch of young guys that look up to him. So their defense is already set. And now you have an offense that can be high octane. It just depends really on if Aaron is still the guy that he can be with this type of receiving core. But I think they're for real. Absolutely.
Yeah. But when you got that many people looking up to you and you got Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he's not like the most motivational leader. What if he starts getting pissy and unhappy? Then the whole locker room gets pissy and unhappy because they're all young and they all just want to slob them up 24/7. I ain't worried about them sorry ass Jets. I'm not worried about them at all. Nice. He brought over Alan Lazard. He had him last year. They sucked. Period. I mean, Garrett Wilson's a dog, but name another receiver they have over there. And don't tell me Alan Lazard is top 10, top 15, because he's not even top 20. Might not even be top 30. I might even take Gabe Davis over him. And that man can't even catch the ball. I ain't worried about the damn Jets. They suck.
See, my only concern about the Jets is that, and I'll admit it, I'm a known Jets hater. Like, as much as I dislike the Dolphins, I can deal with the Dolphins. Like I can vibe with them. I got people that used to play for them that I got love for. The Jets, other than Chad Pennington, I hate the Jets. Like I hate
Penny, that's my dog.
Yeah, Chad is the man. But so outside of that, so I guess I look at it like, look, their defense is solid. All Aaron Rodgers has to do is be slightly better than what they had last year. He doesn't have to be MVP Aaron Rodgers from 2 years ago, from 3 years ago. He just has to be. If they had any offense last year, the Jets could have been. They had a top 4 defense. I don't know, man. Like, and I'm not worried. Like, again, I think the Bill. I think I'm taking my team 10 times out of 10. But what I'm saying is when I look at the way the season went last year for everybody, front to back, there's games that the Jets absolutely should have won. They lost to the what? They get 3 points one game, and they lost on a punt return against the Patriots for the last play. Come on, you can't even get down the field to get in position for 3 field goals. Aaron Rodgers can do that. So I don't know. I feel like, they're going to be better. Do I think that they're going to win the Super Bowl? No, he's won one in his career with better teams than they have now. So I don't know. I don't know.
I need a favor from you, Jay Spence.
What up?
I need you to scroll up and pull up this comment here from RJ Melville. So how about this? Y'all say quarterback wins aren't a stat, right? Right, Jay Spence? That's your thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So how come anytime y'all want to talk shit to me, the first thing you say is Josh Allen is 9-2 against the Dolphins? If it's not a quarterback stat, why do you bring up his winning record if it's not a quarterback stat? Why? Explain that to me. If it's not a quarterback stat, if wins aren't a quarterback stat, why do you guys keep telling me Josh Allen's record against the Dolphins? If they're not a quarterback stat, I mean, technically it's not a stat then.
Only because Josh Allen is your daddy.
Yeah, no. See, now you're changing the topic because
No, I'm not.
They are.
You asked me a question.
Quarterback stat.
No, you asked me the question. I answered it. That's why I do it. But if you want to know, no, I mean, I just be cracking jokes with y'all. But in reality, if you really look at it, wins are a team stat. It doesn't matter. Look, we had Josh Allen for 2 years without good receivers, and guess what? We were not good. So it doesn't matter if you got him or not, man. Like, y'all had Tua with a better roster than the Bills did the first 2 years that we had Josh.
Stop the cap.
Y'all was still the same.
Stop the cap.
Y'all wasn't the same team?
Did Josh Allen throw to Mac Hollins and Isaiah Ford?
He threw to Kelvin Benjamin.
Kelvin Benjamin is definitely better than them.
No, he's not.
Not that year. Stop tapping. No, stop.
Kelvin Benjamin couldn't even make the league as a tight end right now, bro. Like, he tried and couldn't make the league as a tight end. You was a number one wide receiver.
If you don't think it's a quarterback stat, then I don't want to hear about Josh Allen 9-2. I want to hear the all-time record between Bills and Dolphins.
Wait, guess what? Those 2 years that Josh didn't, we had Robert Foster, and guess what? He beat the Dolphins. So yes, when it comes to talking about your sorry ass team, okay.
I'll say this. I do think that it's the reason it can't be solidified as a quarterback status because there's quarterbacks that win and play like shit. So like those guys, like Russell Wilson last year got a bunch of got some wins, and he was playing like shit all year, and all those wins were attributed to the defense. So like I do think that there are games where the quarterback is the team that won it. So like Josh has scored 33 points per game on you guys with the offenses that we've had. And those are quarterback wins. Now, if you score 15 points and you get a win, I'm not going to consider that a quarterback win. That's why it's so hard to define what a quarterback win is and what isn't. Okay, so how about this? When I look up Josh Allen's stats on the internet, what do I see here? Oh, record 52-24. I look up Jordan Poyer's stats. All I see is interceptions, touchdowns, yards. Why would they do that if wins aren't a quarterback stat? Why would that be a thing? Are you asking what it looks like in like historically? Historically, they're going to look at the quarterback stats. Let me know. Just look it up. Just look it up.
Shout out to my man RJ. He says Jordan Poyer is 10-1 against the Dolphins.
Is he really?
Yeah, he is.
Fuck him.
He is.
He wanted to be a Dolphin so bad. It's so sad.
You know what I'm saying?
Jeremiah smiling.
Appreciate that, RJ. Appreciate that, RJ.
Jeremiah smiling. He already knew he was moving to Brickell. He had his place picked out and everything.
Whether I did,
he already lives down there. He already down there.
Whether I did or didn't, I'm here now.
Yo, so let's do this. Because last season, so we kind of met and started connecting in the middle of the season last year. So I didn't get to, at the beginning of the year, talk shit at the top. So this year we got to do a friendly bet. It's not the type of bet that you and your man made to get the job, but just a friendly bet. We're going to talk about the division. If both our teams don't win, then all is void. But if your team wins, then you get to tell me whatever it is, and then vice versa.
All right.
I want to make a bet too.
All right.
First game.
If the Dolphins win the division, you have to wear a Dolphins jersey and post a video of you singing the Miami Dolphins fight song.
I didn't even know y'all had a fight song, but
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. We're in the air, we're on the ground, we're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl because we're the Miami Dolphins. There you go.
Jesus, this is horrible, man. Like, what in the world is that?
Okay.
Did I just hear?
That was just horrible. I think my ears.
I know you guys heard the word Super Bowl in the song and got confused, so I'll let that slide. You
wasn't even alive when the Dolphins.
Doesn't matter. You're guess who wasn't alive when you won a Super Bowl? Your whole family. Y'all never seen anything.
We never won one, so it's okay. Exactly. I'm okay with that. That don't bother me.
I got it through my DNA. I watched it through my DNA.
Well, we'll see who celebrates one first.
What's good, Big Cat? No, it's not. Yeah, it is. What are they down?
4-0, 4-2, 2-1.
No, they're not.
It's 0-3 right now, Nicky Smokes.
Well, it's because you
Nicky
bet.
is losing another bet. That's
you mushed me.
It sounds like Nicky's in the background losing another bet. So, but
what's the bet? What's the bet?
So if the Bills win the division, we're gonna get you that Jordan Poyer jersey you want so bad.
Yes.
And you know what? And I think I kind of like. I think I like the vibe that you got. I need you to make a video with the Benny the Butcher Bills Mafia anthem song.
I don't know what it is, but I'll do it.
I'll send it to you. It's hard. It's fire.
All right.
I can't play it on here because you know how that goes on YouTube, but I'll send it to you.
All right, let's do it.
All right,
I want to make a bet on the first. I want to make a bet on the first game that they play, and since it's in Buffalo, I'll give you some points. But if the Buffalo win, if I win the bet, you got to wear a Jordan Poyer jersey to the rest of the Buffalo versus Miami games this year, whether that be the last game in Miami.
It's gotta be a one-game thing, a one-time thing. I ain't wearing a Bills jersey twice against the Dolphins.
All right, one game, the December game in Miami.
All right, chill, dude. I can't. That's too much. I can't go week 18 into my own crib wearing a Bills jersey.
No,
I mean that's a bet for the division, though. I feel like maybe that we could do that then next year. I'll change it to that for me. If we win a division next year, the game in Miami, you have to wear the Poyer jersey.
I'm not wearing a Bills jersey to a Dolphins game.
No confidence in your squad.
Dude, what if I made you wear? You would wear a Dolphins jersey?
I would do it.
Absolutely.
All right, if you do it, I'll do it. Fuck it.
I would 100%. I'll do it. I'll even let you tell me. Like, it don't even matter who. Pick him.
Word.
Luke, I'm gonna tell you what I like. Like, I'm a fan of the game and a fan of players. I had Bills Mafia a couple years ago trying to get at me because I wore a Cam jersey when he went to New England. I don't care. I love Cam. So I'm not that dude that's scared of bets, man. So yeah, I definitely wear it. Speaking of Cam, did y'all see this crazy video floating around?
The kid talking trash him.
Yeah, man. It was
my bad.
Yo.
But the guy that would just knock, he's like my big boss here, so I kind of have to go meet him for the first time.
Oh,
all right.
You're good.
Love y'all, boys.
Yo,
thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was your man Nicky Smokes. Hey, I'll link with you, man. We're gonna talk some more crap.
All right, my brother. Thank you.
Take care, man.
All right, peace.
Everybody, do me a favor. Go ahead and when we get done with the show, go ahead and check out his introduction blog for his new job over there with Barstool. Shout out to my man Smoke. I think me and Jeremiah actually we're gonna do the same thing and wrap it up. And for those listening by podcast form, I think that was Big Cat in the back. That was. Okay. So it was Big Cat. Yeah. He had to get up and go talk to Big Cat. So it's all good. But we're gonna wrap this up because me and Jeremiah is coming right back to you in 15 minutes for the Chop Up Live with Sterling and we got some other stuff to talk about. So we gonna get him to get that bet. So he gonna agree to your bet. Yeah, he gonna do that. So we gonna get on out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know how we do it. It's the code of conduct. Y'all love each other, take care of each other, and live in peace. And as always, stay positive, test negative. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Code of conduct.